Roman Reigns has stood tall as WWE's Universal Champion for an astonishing 416 days, a reign defined by dominance, aura, and the iron grip of the tribal chief at the head of the table. And as the crown jewel stage came alive in Riyadh with a sold-out crowd roaring, every single fan rose in unison to acknowledge his supremacy. Though within the celebration of greatness lingered a dangerous undercurrent of doubt, sparked earlier in the day by a cryptic message sent out by Reigns himself, a reminder to always know whose business is whose, a statement that seemed to hang heavy in the air as speculation swirled about his trusted special counsel, Paul Heyman, whose history has always shown that his allegiance lies less with loyalty and more with the almighty dollar and the pursuit of power, raising an uncomfortable question. Was Heyman standing as Roman's guardian, or was he waiting to plunge a knife into the champion's back? It was into this atmosphere of tension and suspicion that Brock Lesnar emerged, the Beast Incarnate, the alpha of the species, striding to the ring with the presence of a predator who spent nearly 2 years away not resting, but sharpening his weapons, his body looking somehow leaner, stronger, and faster than before, reminding the world why he is forever branded as the Conqueror, the man who once held the Universal title for 503 days. The very mark that Reigns now hunts to surpass, and with that weight of legacy hanging heavy, the stage was set. For one of the most colossal collisions the industry has ever witnessed, the bell rang, and Lesnar wasted no time, charging straight at Roman with a ferocity that only he possesses, forcing the champion immediately onto the defensive, swinging fists and driving elbows to stave off suplex attempts, clinging to the ropes like a man avoiding the jaws of a predator. Yet inevitability soon arrived in the form of a thunderous German suplex that rattled the ring and ignited chants of Suplex City from every corner of the arena, the champion's body writhing from impact, but his spirit refusing to crumble as he rallied with a Superman punch that staggered the beast and followed it up with a breathtaking dive over the top rope, a moment of reckless bravery that sent both men crashing to the floor, the champion sacrificing his body in a desperate bid to gain control. Roman pressed his advantage with another Superman punch and a crushing spear that nearly ended it, but Lesnar, as he has done so many times in his career, refused to be finished, rising back to his feet with eyes that burned with fury, answering with more suplexes, and then the dreaded F5, the finishing move that has felled countless legends. And when Roman's shoulders hit the canvas, every fan in the building believed it was over. Yet to the shock of all, Reigns kicked out at 2.5, defying the odds, defying history, proving once more why he is the head of the table. Desperation breeds innovation, and Roman, locked in his guillotine choke, wrapping his body like a constrictor around Lesnar's massive frame, clinging to his neck with every ounce of strength. And for a fleeting moment, it looked as though the beast might fade, his body beginning to sag under the weight of the hold. But Brock Lesnar is not built like ordinary men, and with monstrous strength, he hoisted the 265-pound champion into the air and drove him into the mat with a spinebuster that echoed through the arena, leaving both men sprawled out in exhaustion, two titans at war, neither willing to surrender. Then fate intervened, the referee Charles Robinson caught in the chaos and taken out, collapsing to the floor as the battle raged on, leaving Lesnar to hit another F5 and secure what would have been a 3-count victory, only for it to go unrecognized with no official to record the fall, frustration boiling in the beast's eyes as the moment slipped away. And in that critical heartbeat, Paul Heyman made his move, sliding the Universal Championship belt into the ring with deliberate ambiguity, his face a mask of cold neutrality, and the question of whether he meant it for Roman or Brock will forever linger in the shadows of this night. Both warriors grasped for the weapon as if it were the crown of kings, a struggle that embodied the very essence of power in WWE, until the Usos stormed in like assassins, delivering a devastating double superkick that dropped Lesnar to his knees, allowing Roman to seize the title, smash it across the skull of the beast, and collapse onto his challenger as a fresh referee slid into the ring and counted the 3, securing Roman's reign for another day. The victory was declared. The tribal chief stood once again as the Universal Champion, his aura intact and his empire secure. Yet beneath the triumph linger questions that cannot be silenced. Did Heyman intend to aid Roman or betray him? Has Reigns truly secured his dynasty, or has he merely survived by the skin of his teeth? And most dangerously of all, what happens when a predator like Brock Lesnar is robbed of glory, denied a rightful victory, and humiliated by interference? For if there is one certainty, it is that Lesnar will not forgive, he will not forget, and he will not stop until he takes his pound of flesh, meaning that while Roman Reigns left Riyadh with his championship, the Beast Incarnate left with fury, and this rivalry, this war between two of the greatest champions in history, is far from over and destined